Okay, so the quote that I chose for today is from it's from young Pablo. He's a very young spiritual teacher that I follow on Instagram, and I have his book. It's a very interesting individual. And what I chose for today says, I cannot make you happy, but I can commit to support you in the creation of your own happiness. Um, so I'm going to read it again. I cannot make you happy, but I can commit to support you in the creation of your own happiness. I chose this because so often, especially in relationships, regardless, I was just thinking about it, regardless in what kind of relationship we are in, even with ourselves, we try to find different ways to make the other person happy. And so often, we fail to do that because it's a slight fine difference between committing to someone, creating this space for someone to be able to find their happiness and contentment versus trying to make them happy. When we try to make someone happy, we come from an agenda, that we think if they do this or follow this particular path, they are going to be happy. Whereas when we create that space for them to flourish and find what they need to become happy, then it's a different kind of dynamic between the two individuals. And that could be also even when we are trying to find different options relating to ourselves to find happiness. Sometimes I find myself by insisting on something, I don't let other options to become available that actually eventually would make me happier if I allow things to be the way they are. And then how does this relate to meditation? In practice, meditation practices, with different practices we try to create that space internally, practice to create that space internally for things to arise. Like a simple example would be, for instance, when you're sitting to meditate, so often there are all sort of things, pain would come up, or you want to scratch your nose, so it becomes difficult to sit still. And by not reacting immediately to remove whatever that is making us feel uncomfortable in that moment, and letting that, if I'm not suggesting you have to sit through excruciating pain, but if it's a tolerable pain or, scratch, by sitting there and letting that, whatever feeling, emotions you need to feel to unfold itself, and and observe the change, because in fact, actually, when you start to observe pain, you see that the nature of it starts to change, and before you know it, it could actually disappear, or the intensity could decrease. So by allowing things to be a little bit uncomfortable and not rushing to fix everything to make ourselves happier, we are practicing, the same skills to bring it to our lives. So I hope you find that helpful, and I'm gonna leave it there for you to reflect on it. So it's 12:16. So we're gonna sit for 15-20 minutes. Most of you here, I know you're comfortable with sitting for 20 minutes. I may stop talking, or have longer intervals between my instructions, especially at the end, so letting you to practice by yourself a little bit. The difference between when you're doing it on Zoom is I have to close my eyes to just make sure that I'm still here and everybody's still here. But let's just get into it. So just find a place. If this is your first time coming to these sessions, I'm just going to give you a little bit of instruction about how to sit when you meditate. It's much easier if you sit, on a chair or on a cushion, and just keep your spine erect, because when the body posture helps us to stay alert. and keeping your chin up, not too high, not too low. Again, we are doing all these things to make sure that we are in a position that it's easy to meditate and we are not going to fall asleep. Sometimes when we become too relaxed, then it's easier to fall asleep. The state that we want to achieve in meditation is a state that we are comfortable, but we are alert. Okay. Your hands, you can just put them simply on your lap. If you want to hold it like this, there are different, positions. I usually hold my hands like this. The reason we have these touch points is because it's another point of reference for us, to come back to our body. And you can sit cross-legged, or you can put your feet down on the ground. And if you are in either way, just start to feel, the ground under your feet or under your body. Connect to that. I'm gonna ring the bell. As I ring the bell and you hear it, see if you can. I hope that it comes through Zoom. If you can let the sound to meet your body, what I'm trying to say is to receive the sound. Let it come to your body and settle in your body. And as you receiving that sound, connecting to your body, take a couple of deep breaths. If you like to keep your eyes open, that's okay. Just lower your gaze. If you feel comfortable closing your eyes, close your eyes. So it's the moment of coming back to our body, starting to feel the body. Again, doing a quick body scan, starting from the top of our head. Relaxing your face, the corner of your eyes. Sometimes we hold tension in our face without knowing, relaxing your jaw. Again, the reason that we attend to our body in this way and releasing tension is to create that awareness later in life, throughout our daily routines, that there's times that you can come back to your body as you are in a conversation, for instance, that's difficult, or in a situation that's stressful. Come back to your body and release the tension. You don't need to carry the tension with you. Relaxing the neck and shoulders. Opening your chest. Relaxing your arms, forearms, all the way down to your hands. Connecting to your fingertips. See if you feel anything on your fingertips. And it's okay if you don't particularly feel anything. It's just staying with that sensation. Don't forget to breathe. And at any point during this body scan, if your mind gets distracted, you start thinking about different things, that's totally fine. It's okay. Just let go of it the moment you become aware that instead of being attentive to the bodily sensations, you are thinking about something, that's the moment of mindfulness. So let go of that and come back to your body. Coming back to our abdomen, the back, relaxing your abdomen, relaxing the muscles of your back, letting go of the tension. As you breathe in, expand your body. Create room for your breath to travel to every corner of your body. Expanding your pelvic area. See if you can feel your sitting bone, for instance. Going down to your legs, knees, calves, and your feet. And arriving to your feet, having that sense of arriving, being curious. It's like this is the first time you have to feel your feet actually. So just exploring, how does it feel in different areas of your feet, the toes, the heel. Again, if the mind gets distracted and start to comment, let go of that and just come back to the sensation. So now you should have your whole body in your awareness from head to toe. You just quickly scan the body. And now I would like to invite you to bring your attention to your breathing. Find your breath, the starting point from the tip of your nose, all the way going down to your abdomen or your chest. And just for a moment, stay with that sensation. What happens when we receive the breath? And then we exhale and let go. See if you can follow your breath as it enters your body, goes all the way down. And there's a very fine stop. And then exhale. Again, there's a very short pause. Inhale. And while you're doing that, if the mind starts to distract you with all sort of thoughts, or there's pain anywhere in the body that's tolerable, or you feel like you need to change your posture, see if you can resist that temptation and just stay with whatever position your body is in at the moment. Again, don't sit through something that is really uncomfortable. I don't suggest that. But if it's like slightly a little bit more tolerable, see what happens if you don't change and let things to be the way they are. Again, coming back to that sensation of receiving the breath. And as you're doing that, also tend to see how this make you feel, how this is impacting your body as you receive the breath. Let it go to every corner of your body and then let go of the breath. See if you can find joy in doing that, that reception of breath. Gratitude to receiving a breath, the moment that we stop is the end of the story. And as you breathe out, let go of anything that the mind is more interested in, or making up all sort of explanation, analyzing, whatever that the mind would like to get occupied with. Just let go of that. Gently come back to your breath. So we often try to do things, even try to meditate. So at this moment, I'm inviting you to let go of that even. There's no effort. Just sitting effortlessly, breathing. Breathe in, receive the breath, and breathe out. Let go of whatever that is holding you back to be in this moment. And if you can again invite that gratitude and joy to your heart as you breathe in, receiving the breath, gratitude for being here in this moment, choosing to be here. If you're listening to this later, it doesn't matter. Choosing to pause and reflect and sit with your breath for only 20 minutes. Just a couple of more minutes to go. So if in this last minute of our practice, I would like to invite you to bring your attention to your heart. It's Monday, so let's set an intention, wholesome, positive intention in our heart for this week. What would be one practice, one thing that you would like to stay with throughout this week that is going to help you and people around you? So moving from self-care to collective care. And see if you can come back to that intention throughout this week, whenever you remember. And now just come back to your body, becoming aware of your surrounding, any noise in the environment, coming back to this room. If you like, you can start moving your hands and feet. And I'm going to ring the bell again 3 times. So you can open your eyes, and I'm going to remove myself. So I hope that you enjoyed this practice.